Can you please tell me, guys, in the chat if my sound is good or not? Thank you. Thank you for being here. Hello, kids. How are you? She Books on the floor. How are you, She Books? Critical True Crime. How are you? Happy to have you here. Topher from Australia. How are you, Topher? Fishy. Nice to have you here. Sound is good. Cool. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about the testimony of one of the victims of Kegan Kline, and let's see how this testimony is gonna give you a lot of indications about the modus operandi of Kegan Kline. I already did a video about this maybe last year or last 2 years, but I think that today it becomes a little bit more relevant, let's say. So in this picture, you can see this guy. It's like a rapper. He's a friend of Kegan Kline. I blurred his face. He's surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4 black males. This is going to be important because in the testimony of the victim of Kegan Kline, this girl here, let's say, is a 16 years old girl. She talks about Kegan Kline video chatting with her with 4 black males. So Kegan was showing her his small dick, and there were 4 black males behind him also involved in masturbation while video chatting with this girl. And I have a theory. I think I may know who are the 4 black guys. It's a wild theory, it's a conspiracy theory, but you're gonna let me know if you agree with or not with me. Of course, we have here Kegan Kline. We have the Indiana State Police officer Jeremy. I forgot his name. Anyways, the one who made the Anthony Shots announcement. I guess all of you remember that. Anyways, we are gonna play the video, and we have Eminem. Actually, it's not Eminem; it's the alter ego of Eminem, who is the real Slim Shady. Why is this guy here? Because in my conspiracy theory, you're gonna laugh, but I'm gonna explain why. I think there's a relation between the imaginary of the Eminem stuff and the Kegan Kline modus operandi. Right now, I know you're saying, "What the fuck, Cryptex? What is this?" So let's put all of these guys together in the same mixer. So let's start with the video, guys. Here.
My name is.
So, as you could see, we put all of them together in the same mixer, and we're gonna explain what is the theory here, right? So let's just remember the statement of this Indiana State Police officer, because some of his words here are very important, and I don't think we all remember exactly what he was telling us. So pay attention. It's not going to be long. It's important to pay attention to his words. I'm going to come back in a couple of seconds, guys, to talk to you.
Sergeant Jeremy Piers, the Public Information Officer with the Indiana State Police out of the Lafayette Post. While investigating the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, detectives with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office and the Indiana State Police have uncovered an online profile named Anthony Shots. This profile was being used from 2016 to 2017 on social media applications, including but not limited to Snapchat and Instagram. The fictitious Anthony Shots profile used images of a known male model and portrayed himself as being extremely wealthy and owning numerous sports cars. The creator of the fictitious profile used this information while communicating with juvenile females to solicit nude images, obtain their address, and attempt to meet with them.
So this is the part which is really, really important. The creator of this fictitious account was intended to meet with the victims and to obtain their addresses. He was not only asking for nudes, he was intending to obtain their addresses and also to meet with them. So this is part of the modus operandi of Kegan Kline. Everybody here is thinking Kegan Kline is someone behind the computer asking for nudes, someone who is not able to put his fantasies in action, who meet the victims. And I'm going to explain why that's not correct. So let's go step by step here. So let's continue with the press announcement from the press announced from ISP Trooper.
Pictured on your screen, you'll see images of the known male model and images of the fictitious profile sent to the underage females. We have already identified the male in these images that were used by Anthony Schatz. The male in the photo is not the person of interest in the investigation. Detectives are seeking information about the person who created the Anthony Schatz profile. Investigators would like any individual who communicated, met, or attempted to meet the Anthony Schatz profile to contact law enforcement by utilizing the tip email.
So he's asking to the public, if you were contacted by this guy, please let us know. So this is what we are going to talk about tonight. Just 2 days after this press announcement, or press announce anyways, one of the victims of Kegan Kline, just 2 days after this announce, the victim went to talk to the Indiana State Police. And she's going to tell us a lot of important information. And we're going to see why we are wrong when we think about Kegan Kline as the guy behind the computer asking for nudes. That's not the case at all. So the announce that was made by Indiana State Police was successful because just 2 days after this announcement, we have a victim talking to the Indiana State Police, and we have the report. I put the report in my community page if you want to read it. So it's not Cryptex talking just nonsense or talking shit. The report is there in my community page. Let's continue here.
Abby and Libby Tip at cacoshrf.com. Please provide as much information as you possibly can. For example, when you communicated with Anthony Schatz, how you communicated with the profile, what social media applications the account used, and if Anthony Schatz attempted to meet you or obtain your address. If you have saved images or
again, he repeated, if Anthony Schatz attempted to meet you or to obtain your address. Same, is repetitive in that aspect. It's not contact us, please, if Anthony Schatz was trying to obtain nudes from you. No. Contact us if Anthony Schatz was trying to meet you or if he was trying to obtain your address. So that's those were the words of the Indiana State Police trooper, not the words of Cryptex, right? So, and he doesn't talk too much about nudes in this press announcement. He talks about meeting the victims and obtaining the addresses of the victims. Let's continue.
What social media applications the account used, and if Anthony Schatz attempted to meet you or obtain your address. If you have saved images or conversations with Anthony Schatz profile, please attach them to your email. Again, if you have any information, please contact law enforcement by utilizing the tip email, Abby and Libby Tip at cacoshrf.com. Thank you.
Welcome.
They get me a bag, having shoot shootouts, birthday, and we was running from tape. I put my flicks down, never sit down. I told that bitch that I never stay down. Your block with a.
So let me stop just for 1 second here before going with the statement of Kegan Kline's victim. I'm so happy because my good friend Simdal is here in the chat today from Netherlands. And long time no see, Simdal. Happy to have you here. Super cool. So let me see who else is in the chat before continuing. V. Hello, V. Happy to have you here. Nice graphics. Thank you. Thank you so much, Big Fish. I tried to make it cool for you also. It's not me talking, but the visuals and stuff like that is just part of the show. Analyzet. Cryptex, if you could find Adrian and Lucien in Kegan Kline's fiefdom of Firth, you would have something important. Oh, send me some information by email, Analyset. I'm gonna look for it. Simon is here. Simon, how are you? Happy to have you here. Exactly, Toffer. And to meet with them. Yeah. Shebooks. Also, we knew who this was 3 years ago, but never mind. Exactly. Yeah. So, and you know that this is one of the elements pointing in my theory to Kegan Kline having a negotiation and an immunity with law enforcement in the Delphi's case. He was free during 3 years. Why? In my opinion, because he made a deal. And in the new release transcripts, we know that Jerry Holman was talking about immunity. And I have some screenshots of one of Kegan Kline's friend, I could say a friend, where Kegan is talking about the immunity proposal that law enforcement gave to him, let's say. She asked me not to show that screenshot, but I can tell you guys, trust me, Kegan is talking about a negotiation here, or you can't not trust me. Anyways, I'm just telling you, I'm positive Kegan Kline, he made a negotiation with law enforcement, but this is not the topic of today. Anyways, sorry, I was out of the scope. Simdal, underage females, meaning children, hate this type of lingo. It blunts the seriousness of this crime. Yeah, I agree with you, 100%. Hi, what? I thought you were on vacation. Just kidding. I've been watching. Yes, I am on vacation, and that's why I'm doing what I like to do. Because when I'm working, you know, I cannot go like so often live. So yeah, I'm here at home. My sister is working, my brother is working, my parents are just chilling. One of my best friends, he died 2 years ago, so I'm just chilling at home doing what I like. And during the night, I go outside to do some stuff. But yeah, I'm on vacations and doing what I like to do. And it's so cool to be with you anyways. And remember, I'm going to do something about Pablo Escobar this week, so stay tuned. Thank you for sending us love, Nana Boomer. Same to you. So I'm just gonna scroll. Adrian Lucien. I don't remember who is Adrian Lucien. Anyways, there can be a difference in predators that favor young teens but not small children. Yep, 100%. Analyset. I'm sure Cryptex is alert. Just to mention of blackmails. And Lucien is the other account that was used by Anthony Schotts, the black guy? Maybe. I don't know. Anyways. Bro got a giant ass bag of catnip. Yeah. And we're going to talk about the 4 blackmails that were masturbating with Kegan Kline while video chatting with this witness, this victim. And I think I have a clue. Anyways, let's talk about that. It's coming soon. Toffer, it would be interesting to read the chat log between Kegan Kline and Libby. Yeah, 100%. She-Books, I was stuck in the small chat. What do you mean? And Ali said, so was Kegan Kline involved with snuff films and other horrors? Did he know people who sold children? I don't know. I don't know about snuff. I don't know if that was the case. I wouldn't discard it, but especially since he went to Vegas right after the commission of the crime. So yeah, Simdal working too much for the late night streams. ATM, what is ATM? Still watching replays. Ah, cool. You know, you're allowed to leave some comments in the. By the way, hit the like, guys, and remember to leave a comment to check the algorithm after the ending of the video. This is where the big fish are. Yeah, exactly. Ah, yeah, I didn't know. Okay. Kids, I haven't seen a single arrest or conviction between 2017 and now in Indiana, or really anywhere else that would justify this many people getting immunity. You don't have to have an arrest. You have just to not to have an arrest, you know? If they are protecting someone because of that immunity situation, that's the case. Actually, I wouldn't expect any arrest if we are talking about a deal with Kegan Kline. That's part of the deal, you know? Keep your mouth shut, don't say anything, and you're not gonna be charged with the crimes. That's my point. Yeah, out of the scope. Out of the scope. The larger goal is to protect someone with power in that community, in the law enforcement area, or some politician, someone like close to law enforcement, like McCain, I don't know, or someone, a bigger fish. I think that in that Dropbox, there are people with power that law enforcement was not interested in exposing. You know what I mean? And that's why, in my opinion, in my theory, they made a negotiation to Kegan Kline. And that was my theory since a lot of time ago. But now we have Jerry Holman talking about immunity, and we have Kegan Kline himself talking about immunity. So to me, the dots starts to connect in my own theory, not in yours. I know you don't agree. It's fine. Just telling what do I think here. Zeke, another viewer from Australia. How are you? Not to be mistaken with that poor guy. Funny. Exactly. Okay, wait for Pablo. It's coming soon, for sure. What is so gross? Kegan circle jerk with 4 black dudes. And that's one of the points or of the elements that I'm going to talk about today, because it was something that I couldn't understand properly. And I was not able to see how Kegan Kline was related to 4 black dudes. I was like, what the fuck, 4? You don't go out with, seriously, with 4 black dudes. You can have a black friend, 2 black friends, but a bunch of black dudes? It doesn't make sense to me. But when I was watching or looking or investigating the circle of Kegan Kline, I saw some potential scenarios there. One of them, which is really unlikely, is a basketball scenario. And this is for another show, but I have some information about Kegan Kline playing basketball in Delphi with Daniel Pearson at the time. So I don't know if a bunch of black guys playing basketball were in the same circle of Kegan Kline, but anyways, this is far-fetched, and this is something that I really don't consider like a plausible scenario, let's say. But what I think is that in the music scenario, that is where Kegan Kline was related to to a bunch of black people. Remember that Kegan Kline, he had the delirious of being a singer, and he was faking some tours with vans around the whole country, pretending to be a singer doing some touring. And one of his friends, and I'm not going to say his name, but he was interviewed by some famous podcasters in this community. He's a singer. He's a real singer, an actual singer, like Kegan. And he was really close to Kegan Kline. And the guy was making videos with a bunch of black guys. And we're going to go to the rap theory, the hip hop theory, and the real Slim Shady theory, which I know that right now you don't understand, but I'm gonna go there soon. So stay with me, please. Yeah, Zeke is in the floor. So Adrian Lucian is the black guy sought for the Michael Vaughan case. Ah, really? Okay, I don't know. I'm just exploring the whole situation in the Michael Vaughan case. I had my learning hat on, so sorry for that. I think you have 2 chats. Oh shit. Oh shit. Sorry for that, but for that. But anyways, let's keep it in 2 lives. Sorry. My bad. Anyways. At the moment, okay. Okay, sorry, Tatiana, my bad. Excuse me. I don't know what did I do with the settings of the stream here today. I was having trouble with internet here, and I was playing with the settings, so I don't know what did I do. Right now, I can see 47 persons here, 47 people. So, anyways, I'm gonna keep it like that. If not, it's gonna be worse, I think, if I start playing with the settings again. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. Anyways, sorry for that. I love when Cryptex agrees with something knowing 100%. He has no idea what it's about. Oh, man. Funny. The entire unified command showed up to his sentencing. Ooh, Streets of Bakersfield. Hey, the other time I did a show with Streets and Skip Jansen, it was really cool. So go check that streaming. Streets, she has a lot of great ideas here in this community. So Analyset, the rumor is that Kegan Kline was selling something like that in Vegas, that he went to Vegas to hand deliver something that couldn't be sent online. Yeah, I know that this is one of the rumors. I wouldn't discard it. We have also the rumor about some marks left by a tripod at the crime scene. So someone was taking pictures of the bodies. I don't know. It's a good theory, especially when we see that he was going to Vegas. And yeah, I wouldn't discard that, but I think we don't have solid evidence to consider that situation like in a solid way, let's say. Critical. He's just out here respecting everybody's opinion. Why are you talking about that, guys? What are you talking about that? What did I do? There have numerous some arrests in Indiana since the Kegan Kline arrest. Yeah, that's true, but those are not big fishes. Those are small fishes, and I'm not going to be able to correlate those arrests with the Kegan Kline's arrest. To me, the rate of arrests is the same before and after Kegan Kline was arrested. So I'm not ready to do that correlation. And let's say there's a correlation there. You don't see any big fish there. You see just perverts, losers, which is good to have those guys out of the street, but Perverts are in every single level of our society. Poor guys, middle class guys, and rich guys. So don't tell me that there is no democracy here. The democracy is there. You're gonna find perverts in every single layer of our society. And we only see low class people being arrested, middle class people being arrested, but we don't see big fishes being arrested. So what do you think about that? It's interesting, right? It's interesting. What's going on? You guys are funny. You guys are funny. Okay. Simon, I found a YouTube channel via Kegan Kline's Twitter. It was a girl being groomed. It's still on YouTube. I reported it to YouTube and to police. Kegan Kline he was not, he is. 100%. Anyways, sorry here. Having some trouble with my cursor as usual. I think I have to change my computer. Shit. Sorry guys. Lost my 1 second, guys. Sorry for this. Oh, okay, kids. I get it now. I didn't know if you thought it was an immunity for info or a hush deal. I follow now. Yeah, thank you. I think you follow my idea right now. Well, he sure didn't go to Vegas to sell Indiana marijuana. For sure, he didn't go to Vegas to sell that. But to say that there were snuff pictures, yeah, it's possible, but I don't know. Let's see. I thought he was getting a bale of California marijuana to take to Indiana where it was not legal. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't seem very active. That's a misconception. That's a real misconception, and we're gonna see a couple of pictures, not too many pictures. He was swimming in creeks. We have pictures of Kegan Kline hiking in rural areas. We have Kegan Kline going to parties with his father, Tony. We have Kegan Kline with friends in parties. There's a bunch of pictures of Kegan Kline being very, very active. So I don't know why. It's like everybody thinks about Kegan Kline and they think about the Kegan of today, the morbid elephant in orange suit, which is not the case at the time of the murders. So it was another Kegan Kline, a total different Kegan Kline. So that's a big misconception. You don't get the point of the black guys? Well, we're going there. He was working with some, or he was video chatting with a bunch of black guys in front of his victims, masturbating himself and the black guys. So I'm trying to see who were those black guys. And we're going to go there. We are going to go there. Yeah. Hit the like, guys. Hit the like. Not a rumor. You mean, okay, the tripod? Yeah. Yeah, it's not a rumor, but how can we know that that was not part of the setup of law enforcement when they were there to take the pictures of the crime scene? I don't know. I'm like 50-50 with that. It's, I don't know. An addicted co-conspirator. How are you, an addicted? That, or they tend to enjoy filming their rituals, like Brad Holder and Pratik Westphal do. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the video. So we have Kegan Kline here walking in a trail. So he's not behind a computer. He's outside doing stuff, active, not that fat, still fat, but enough to go to commit a crime. So again, if we talk about democracy, the serial killers are fat, are skinny, are short, are tall. Don't tell me that this guy couldn't be outside helping other killers to commit the crimes. At least, if his confession is factual, if what he told law enforcement is a real thing, he doesn't have to be a skinny guy to drive a red Jeep. So I don't understand people saying, oh, he couldn't be there because he's too fat. First of all, he's fat, but is not that fat to not to go out to walk outside like we can see here in the picture. And of course, he's gonna be able to drive a red Jeep. Outside with Tony, not that fat at all. Okay, yeah, Costco, consistent, but I can say that Tony Klein's father is more fat than Kegan here, for example. He was not that fat, and he was not a guy who was not going outside. Come on, look at this. This is when he was conducting the marriage of his own mother. Remember that he is an ordained minister. I put this picture here because we're going to talk about Satanism, we're going to talk about other stuff, and I think that we cannot disconnect the religious scenario from Kegan Kline because he was a minister, an ordained minister. Some people say, that's because he wanted to make money going to Vegas to marry people there. Whatever. He knows about religion. He's involved in religion. He has here a Bible in his hand. He was marrying his mother. It's not irrelevant. For real. It's not irrelevant. Here, outside in the woods, promoting one of his fake video, music video albums. So don't tell me that Kegan Kline, he's not active, guys. He was very active. Maybe not Michael Jordan, maybe not Usain Bolt, maybe not an athlete, but he was active, guys. Some of you are not as active as Kegan Kline, for real, at the time. I'm just saying. So now, let's talk about the confession, or not the confession, the testimony of one of the Kegan Kline's victims. So we're gonna call her Jane for the sake of this streaming of this live. I'm not gonna read the whole report like in a textual way. You can find the report in my community page. I try to make him more friendly for the viewers, but if you want to see the exact wording, which is not very different to what I'm gonna present here, you can go to my community page. The report is there, so the receipts are there, right? And anyway, this is not new, but in the context of the new developments, I think it's relevant to revisit it. So in December 2021, Indiana State Police revealed the fake online profile. Anthony Shots is the video that we just saw from the Indiana State Trooper Jeremy Pierce. So we know that. So ISP was asking for tips to the public about the Anthony Shots profile. So 2 days later, a 16-year-old girl from Terre Haute, let me know if my pronunciation is good. In French, it's Terre Haute, or actually Terre Haute, because they don't pronounce the H like you sometimes in in US came forward. So 2 days later, 2 days after the announcement of the Indiana State Police trooper about the Anthony Shots account, this girl came forward. This is the report. Some parts are redacted, and you can find it in my community page. So what she told to the detectives became the backbone of 28 felony charges against Kegan. Let's see what is in the report. So the detectives that were doing or conducting the interview were Detective Brian Harshman and Deputy Marshal Jeremy Clinton. They conducted the interview at the house of the victim. The interview was recorded. That was made in the living room of the residence of the girl at 13:22 hours. So, but before going to the interview, a little bit of a context here first. So the girl, we're gonna call her Jane, 16 years old, is in 11th grade, living in LaPorte, Indiana. So he received, out of nowhere, a message in Instagram. Hey, I am Anthony Shots. I want to be your sugar daddy. So Anthony Shots tells her, I'm 21 or 23. I'm a musician on the Warped Tour. I'm rich with exotic cars and houses nationwide. So he contacted the girl via Instagram, and of course he was lying to her about how rich he was, how handsome he was, how young he was. The conversation turned sexual immediately. Kegan used Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook Messenger. Jane sent fully nude photos. So she sent nude pictures to Kegan Kline. And she's going to say that Anthony Shots is Kegan Kline because she saw Kegan. We're gonna go there. Kegan sent penis pictures claiming they were of him. So I guess he was sending big dicks at the beginning. I don't know. Let's see. Let's continue with the story here. So this is a main element for the live of today. So then the video chat came. He demanded she masturbate on camera, specifically using her fingers or a hairbrush handle. So that was the request of Kegan Kline. Sometimes 4 adult black males appeared in the background watching. One had gray hair. The others looked Kegan Kline's age. So this is what I'm going to talk about later. Also, the 4 adult black males, because that was always in my mind. What the fuck? Kegan with 4 black males? Trying to make sense of that. So let's continue. So this is a picture of one good friend of Kegan Kline. He is a singer. He was interviewed by a famous podcaster in this community. I'm not gonna say his name today. And he's an actual singer. In a lot of his videos, he is playing music with 4 black males, right? And since Kegan Kline was really close to this guy, I'm pretty sure, or my theory here is that Kegan Kline was close to the black guys as well, because they were part of the same circle here. So I think those guys could be allegedly, in Cryptek's mind, potentially the 4 black males that the girl was talking about. Let's continue step by step. So there was a request for video masturbation. There were 4 unknown males watching. He requested to use the hairbrush handle. Kegan Kline asked the question if he and his friends could double penetrate her. That's fucking weird. It's hard to read that, but it is what it is. It was the testimony of the girl. He told her because she was 16, the age of consent in Indiana, he couldn't get in trouble. On multiple occasions, he said, "I own you." Remember, this is about power to you. What is this power? Kegan Kline telling the girl multiple times, "I own you." Every time she blocked him, new accounts appeared. He asked to meet at least 30 times. She refused, terrified. So Kegan Kline was asking the same girl to meet with her 30 times at least. So he was not only about obtaining nudes, he was about meeting with the girl. And remember that famous sentence here in the case, I was supposed to meet Libby, but she never showed up. So he was meeting girls. He was meeting underage people, underage, males and girls. She refused, terrified. So he was not satisfied with the girl blocking him. He was creating additional accounts to continue asking her for the meeting. His response, "I will come to your house. I will kidnap you and force you into a gangbang with me and my friends." So when we talk about Kegan Kline, the word kidnapping is everywhere. Remember the statement, and we're going to play it later, of Kyla, the girl who talked, or the girl who was interviewed by the murder sheet. She said that Kegan Kline told her, "I could kidnap you, and I could cut your throat, and I could watch you bleed out." So kidnap you is there. Kidnapping is here in the case of this girl. When we think about the ski mask incident, we can do the correlation with the kidnapping situation potentially. So there were threats. He was violent. And we say that he was just obtaining nudes. Come on. So this girl was being threatened by Kegan Kline. And at one point, Libby and Abby, they were kidnapped. So kidnapping scenarios there. He already had her home address. She'd given it early on, believing he would send gifts. So you're gonna say, why was he asking for her address if he already had her address? And I don't want to answer right now. I want you to think about that because it's something special. So tell me why. You, before going there by myself. At one point, early on in the relationship, Kegan Kline told her he was gonna buy her presents. So she had to give him her home address to have them delivered. So Kegan Kline asked the girl for her address in order for him to deliver some presents. That was the strategy. Hey, I need your address because I'm gonna send you some gifts, some presents. That was part of his modus operandi, right? So messing with the girl, promising some stuff. If she gives him her address, he's gonna send her some presents, right? None of the promised gifts were ever delivered to her. The alleged gifts that were promised ranged from expensive shoes and clothing to articles from Victoria's Secret. So that was the promise. I'm gonna send you expensive shoes. I'm gonna send you clothes from Victoria's Secret. I'm gonna send you a bunch of gifts, of presents. She never received anything. That one time, Kegan Kline sent her $10 through Cash App to buy food for herself. So that's what the only thing she actually received from Kegan Kline. Kegan Kline sent her $10 via the Cash App application. Why is this important here when we think about Delphi? Because in the transcript of Kegan Kline, Detective Vido, he says, we have the money, the Anthony Shots money account going to Libby. So this is consistent with this way of operation. Kegan Kline was sending money to Libby. And I think it was in the same way he was sending money to this victim here via the Cash App application. So there was a transaction in that interaction between Kegan Kline, Anthony Shots, and Libby. Libby was receiving money. Vido said in the testimony, not in the testimony, in the transcript, in that interrogation with Kegan Kline, that they have the Anthony Shots money account being transferred to Libby. So that was the part of the modus operandi of Kegan Kline. He was sending money to the victims. He was sending money to Libby. Why? Why was he sending money to Libby? Paying for nudes? I don't know. But there was a transaction there, a monetary transaction. Kegan Kline instructs the victim how to utilize the Cash App application. So he was the one teaching her how to use the Cash App application to receive the money. So this is just a screenshot of the report. We can see here that he was promising expensive shoes, clothing, articles from the Victoria's Secret, and that he was sending, he sent to her $10 via the Cash App application to buy food for herself using the Cash App application. The gifts never arrived. Only once, $10 via Cash App. I will kidnap you, or I will force a gang bag. That was a direct quote. As Kline fixated on younger girls, a new profile contacted Jane, Emily Ann. Emily Ann claimed to be 13, and she claimed to be Kegan's cousin. Emily said she and her dad have sex and wanted this victim to join. Jane refused, but Emily kept pushing. Emily was, of course, Kegan Kline, sending new pictures of a prepubescent girl. Jane felt pressured. If she didn't send videos, Emily would tell Kegan, and he would find her. And we know that Kegan was already threatening her with kidnapping her, right? So she sent Kegan Kline 10 masturbation videos using fingers and a hairbrush to the Emily Ann account. So I don't know if the girl believed that Emily Ann was actually the cousin of Kegan Kline, but anyways, she sent, maybe she felt more comfortable sending the videos to Emily Ann but we know that Emily Ann was Kegan, right? In my opinion. So Emily Ann profile claimed to be 13 years old. He sent underage nudes, and Emily Ann was pressuring the victim into 10 videos. Kline told her he fantasized about gang banging little girls. His prime age, 13. Why? Because they are so tight. He wanted Jane to record sex acts with 10, 13-year-old girls. She said no, but the pressure never stopped. Prime age is 13. 10, 13-year-olds are so tight. Those were the words of Kegan Kline. So let's go with the report itself. On December 2021, the victim calls the ISP tip line. The next day, Detective Brian Harshman and Deputy Marshal Jeremy Clinton, they conducted the interview at the house of the victim. She confirms that all chats happened on her Samsung phone or iPad mini. When the communications occurred, she was mostly at home, school, or in LaPorte County. She recognizes Kegan Kline's face from news photos. So she knew that there was no other person using the Anthony Schultz account. It was Kegan Kline using his own fake account. So she recognized Kegan's face. So the detectives proved that the music tour photos were stolen, that the Anthony Schultz profile was 100% Kegan Kline. The interview was on December 9, 2021. The location was Terre Haute, Indiana, and the devices were a Samsung phone and iPad mini. Those were the devices that were being used by his victim. So as a consequence of that report, he was charged with 28 felony charges for CSAM. So we have here the ISP case number, which is the Delphi investigation. This report was lifted in 2023. Jane was 16. Others were younger. So now we know that Kegan Kline was free for 3 years. Anyways, let's continue. So I'm gonna go to the chat for a while. Then we're gonna talk about it's raining like crazy. I don't know if you can understand properly what I'm telling you guys, but the noise is really heavy here, and I'm having internet problems, so I hope it's not gonna be a problem for us tonight. So gonna go to the chat for a couple of seconds, guys, and then I'm gonna continue with my super presentation. Hit the like again, guys, if you just joined the streaming. So wait a second. Wait a second, guys. Again, my cursor is acting weird. I don't know why. Makes me mad. Don't know what's going on here with my computer, guys. Maybe it's Jerry Holman messing with Cryptex's computer. Okay, I think it's fixed. Cryptex is fixing problems live. Okay. Give me just 1 second. It's a lot of comments. Okay. So I think I was here the last time I was talking to you guys. We were talking about snuff. So I think that subject already changed. I have. Oh man, thank you. Merci beaucoup. Muchas gracias. I have a gift. I have a present delivered by my good friend here. Okay. Sorry for the interruption here. Simon, corruption. Yeah, I think there's an element of corruption here. We always say that there's a fine line between corruption and incompetence, and I think that that line was what happened here? Crossed. My computer is acting weird, guys. Be patient with me because we're gonna talk soon about Eminem and that relation with the Kegan Kline's situation. Okay, morbid today, not at the time, not at the time. Topher, in that picture, he looks like BG to me. Yeah, I wouldn't discard Kegan Kline as British guy, for real. I wouldn't. I think British guy was Richard Allen, but in the bucket of possibilities, I still consider Kegan Kline as British guy, potentially. Why would they take pictures of their own marks? I don't know. Why not? I don't know. They wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. Seriously. Maybe it's a standard operating procedure. I don't know. Hiawatha. The FBI had tripod and recording equipment list on the warrant for Logan's house. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is maybe it's the tripod of law enforcement. So who knows? Who knows? What is funny? I don't know. Okay, hi, what a good point. Yeah, I think it's a possibility that the tripod marks come from law enforcement. Annalise, it's not hard to be an ordained minister. He doesn't have to believe in anything. I know, but I wouldn't discard that he was also into some stuff, into some religious stuff. And when we heard Reese Davis talking about the crime scene in regards of Kegan Kline, he said that the crime scene was staged because Kegan Kline wanted the crime scene to look like a satanic scenario. That was the testimony or the interview that was made by Case in her channel to Reese Davis. And I agree with you. It's maybe nothing, but it's maybe something. I wouldn't discard something there. Why? I don't know. He was an ordained minister. There's a connection with religion. Don't tell me there's not a connection. There is, in my opinion, again. Now, Simon, I think Kegan Kline needed pictures not just for sexual gratification, but to use the photos to blackmail young guys. That's a good point. That is a common thing. The groomers use the images of blackmail. Yeah, that's a great point. And he was not only catfishing girls, he was catfishing guys. So it's a great point. It's a great point. Hiawatha, what's really going on there is, yeah, I messed with my settings. Sorry for that. Critical true crime. Only Indiana people would get that reference. Which one? No, not at all. Come on, Sindal. Just saying that he was not that fat at the time. Come on. Sindal and his humor. We missed you, you know? That's why you have to be here, man. Hiawatha was commenting on the other one and then backed out. and come back. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what did I do, but I can see your comments. So you're here, guys. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's that I activate that functionality. Maybe it's that I'm addicted. Thank you for that. Good point. Somehow I ended up on the other stream. Yeah, sorry for that. I think that's the good pronunciation. I think it's Terre Haute. None of us in the US pronounce it correctly. And it's certainly not in correct French. Yeah. Stephanie, how are you, Stephanie? Nice to have you here. Nice to have you here. USA Libertarian. Hey, nice to have you here, man. This is the part where we dance, for sure. It sucks watching on my TV. Sorry, it's StreamYard, guys. It's StreamYard. Scrolling down. Sorry for that. Just a bunch of comments. I'm scrolling down, guys. Simdal. Insert meme of Kegan Kline sitting on a couch surrounded by black guys. Oh, I don't want to see that for real. Gross. Gross. Yeah, scary shit. Scary shit. Peggy's here. How are you, Peggy? Happy to have you here. Nice to have you here. And Ali said, I cannot imagine being young and any of this stuff. Even at my age, I am not ignorant. But intimacy for me happens in a committed relationship. Wife Lilith is here. Hey, nice to have you here, wife. Why are you so distant? You are welcome to our channel. Few facts people don't talk about. One, Kegan not only catfished females, but males as well. That's what I was telling exactly. One of women named in Kathy Allen's interview was associated with the blackmails mentioned in Kegan Kline's PCA. Can you please tell us more information about that? It's interesting. Wife. Peggy, I am multitasking right now, but wanted to say hi. I listen in. Thank you, Peggy. Fishy. You know who knows lots of details about the Vegas Strip and ski mask incident is Aspen. Yeah, for sure he knows stuff. Hello, Josh. Joshua is on the floor and he's alive, guys. We are so happy because we were worried about Josh. 2 people using the accounts asking twice. Kegan Kline's money account was connected to Libby's account. Exactly. Anthony Schott's money account was connected to Libby's account. And I think it was via the Cash App application again. Yeah, and you know what? I think that maybe Kelsey was the one helping Libby. If she needed the support of someone to activate that account, I don't know. Purple Amaryllis. This is really interesting and shocking, but the music is giving me a headache. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. But too late. According to an addicted co-conspirator, Cash App doesn't have to be linked to a bank account. You get a Cash App card that works at ATMs. Topher says that that makes sense. Purple Amaryllis, yeah, he's a pervert. And not only a pervert, he's dangerous. He's dangerous. Goddess, how are you, Goddess? You can link an account, but it is optional. Annalise said, I think the Delphi case looks like a conspiracy because a bunch of Kegan's underage victims are being protected. I wonder how many friends of Abby and Libby were involved with Kegan Kline. Yeah, the ski mask girl is involved with Kegan. We know that. So we have already one of them there. And Ali said, I think internet problems are YouTube. This is the season for hackers. Lots of weird stuff happening. Yeah. How did Kegan Kline get back on their radar? Allegedly, that was the ski mask incident who put Kegan back in the radar of law enforcement. Brion, Tony Kline? What do you mean, Tony Kline? Laura Dawson. Hi, everyone. Hi, how are you, Laura? Happy to have you here. Yeah, but before of that, actually the situation that triggered the whole, not gonna say manhunt, but the whole interest in the Kegan Kline's account was, in the Anthony Shop's account, was the ski mask incident. Again, the ski mask incident, USA Libertarian. Can't be truly religious and be doing that shit. Wolf in sheep's clothing there. Yeah, but when you are into religion, sometimes it's not just to worship your creator, let's say. It's to understand your enemy. You know what I mean? So people who are involved in Satanism, people who are involved in that type of shit, they know more about the Catholic religion, about the Christian people that we do, because they investigate. They know almost by heart the whole Bible, let's say. They are people so involved in that shit. So it's not that because you are not necessarily into that religion, you don't study that religion. I don't know if I'm clear here. The idea is that you need to know your enemy. Anyways, I don't know if it's clear or complex, but I think you get my point. And Ali said, that's something we wonder about. Lots of us think they were cleaning out his Dropbox, removing names of judges, politicians, teachers, exactly. USA Libertarian. People need to ask every member of law enforcement and get all their answers. Yeah. Kid, to be fair, that's an Eminem line for a really good song of his. Exactly. No, I know it comes from an Eminem song, but I'm gonna explain what's the whole stuff there. And in the X account of Kegan Kline, there are a lot of reference to throats. He has a fixation with throats, but most of the sentences come from lyrics, from music lyrics, Eminem and other guys. So yes, I knew that, kid. It's a good observation. I wanted to go there. Hi to USA. Okay. They need to provide a reason for leaving a predator on the streets after telling the public there was no danger. Yeah, it's so cool to have Josh here again in the chat. And alive and safe. Libby also had money in her account. Oh, Jerry's here. How are you, Jer? How are you, Jer? Hi, Wata. We will never know what accounts Libby was active because her sister deleted a bunch of them at the police station. Okay, I'm gonna watch that, Fishy. Thank you for that. Yes, I know. I know that. That's the live he made with Farmer, and maybe with you. I don't know, but I know that you have it in your channel. It's very interesting. Yeah, for sure, it's interesting about the ski mask incident. Kegan Kline had another Twitter account called "You Too Kill Me." Really? Ah, okay, that's new for me. Thank you for that. The point of asking questions is always to get the answers, of course. Of course. Heather, how are you, Heather? Mustang, how are you, Mustang? Cool to have you here. Hi, guys, hit the like, please. Help me with that, and remember to leave a comment in the comment section to shake the algorithm. I think interest in Kegan Kline came from the Brian Kills situation. I think Brian Kill, yeah, that too. Correct, you're correct. The Buster Hernandez stuff. The one who had a very good theory about that is Kip Jansen, and the other time we were talking to him specifically about that. We made a whole show about Buster Hernandez or Brian Kill, and that's his theory that the FBI, they were looking for Brian Kill, and they actually found that there was another guy called Kegan Kline. So you're right. Good point. Good observations of that. Exactly, Fishy. Peggy, I totally get it. My enemy does dark magic. Yeah. Well, everyone finds Jesus in prison. So I have. Dámela ahí, gracias. Everyone finds Jesus in prison. So Minister Kegan Kline has a lot of people for his flock. Big Fish, I wouldn't call her your enemy. I mean, you all could probably squash that with a little effort. Yeah. Goddess is rolling her eyes. I don't know why, but anyways. You're talking about Adrian? I'm not gonna talk about other creators today. If you check the algorithm more than 3 times, you are just playing with it. You're right. You are right. So check it just 2 times. Yeah, that's true. Flannel shirt guy, McCain, he was involved in some magic stuff. You're right. There is a document. It's like some text he wrote about some. I read it long time ago. Yeah, it was like a sexual connection, and it was a weird stuff. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I remember that. I recall it now. Kegan Kline will find something in prison, but it might be the soap of the floor, not Jesus. He's from Santa Fe, which is like a hub for weird transcendental cults. Okay, so now let's go with Eminem. This is going to be far-fetched. My whole theory about Kegan Kline being a potentially British guy, being one of the actors for sure here in this case, is not related to Eminem. This is just a bonus, right? It's a bonus. Don't say, "Oh, Cryptos is crazy now. You are losing your credibility because of this." But I want to explain. It's a bonus. It's not. I already explained here multiple times my theory about the involvement of Kegan Kline and why do I think he made a negotiation with law enforcement. But I think this element is also interesting. It's just an extra bonus, guys. So don't become crazy. Just try to be open-minded and see. You can tell me if I'm just out of my mind, but I think there's something here. So again, coming back to the Twitter account of Kegan Kline. And a lot of those posts are already deleted. I have the whole bunch of posts in my folders. But you're gonna see that there are a lot of reference to throats in the Kegan Kline Twitter account. For example, here, think I won't choke no whore till the vocal cords don't work in her throat no more. As Keith was pointing out, this comes from an Eminem song. And most of the posts made by Kegan Kline are like that. He doesn't put what's the name of this symbol? I don't remember. To explain that it doesn't come from him, that he's stealing the sentence from another artist or whatever, but we know, as Keith said, this is from Eminem. But the point is, he's talking, he's posting nonstop about roads. So let me go with my analysis here. Sorry for the music. I know some of you are distracted with the music, but this is a video I made a couple of years ago, and I didn't change the music, so sorry for that. So I'm not gonna talk for a couple of minutes. This is a short video. Please let me know what do you think about this. Then I'm gonna come to explain or to elaborate about it. In this video, we're gonna see how some killers are really influenced by movies, by other serial killers. They have some type of idols, let's say. And I think, in my opinion, I think that Eminem, but not necessarily Eminem, but the alter ego of Eminem, who is the real Slim Shady, is like the idol of Kegan Kline. And we know that Kegan Kline, he has an alter ego also, a fake account, which is Anthony Shots. So the real Slim Shady is like the bad personality of Eminem. And there is a theory in internet about Eminem being a serial killer, which is crazy, of course, but that he is using the pretext of the alter ego, real Slim Shady, to tell his own actions. But whatever, I'm going out of the scope here. But coming back, what we're gonna see here is that there are actual killers that were influenced by some fictitious characters from movies, from music, from the books, etc. So let's go with that. And I'm sorry for the music. Some of you were already complaining about that, but it is what it is.
Message and said, you know, I should cut your throat for this and watch you bleed out. You know, I should cut your throat for this and watch you bleed. You know, I should cut your throat for this and watch you bleed out. Blah blah. Why would you bring someone with you? Why would you bring someone with you? Why would you bring someone with you? Just one day I woke up to, and he was saying he knows where I live, and he said, you know, I can kidnap you if I really wanted to.
You know, knowing his voice, right? Do you think he sounds like Bridge Guy, the audio that police released?
It's so creepy listening to that.
Does it sound like Kegan to you?
Yes. That's creepy. He's evil.
So this guy here was inspired by the Scream movie. This one here was inspired by the guy of the movie Saw, that killer. We saw some kids that were killers inspired by Chucky. This guy was inspired by Saw. Another one by Slender Man. So it's not atypical. That shit happens. They become obsessed with those fictitious characters, and they act in, I don't know, trying to emulate or to mimic those characters. This one was inspired by Michael Myers from Halloween. So here, Kegan Kline posted this extract of the rap song Kill You in his Twitter account. It's the one I was presenting. So again, using the lyrics of Slim Shady, a violent and misogynistic alter ego of the rapper Eminem. He was obsessed with the real Slim Shady. We have here Eminem as the real Slim Shady. Shady is mostly known for his violent actions and lyrics like murdering his ex-wife, Kimberly Scott. Don't you get it, bitch? No one can hear you. Now shut the fuck up and get what's coming to you. You were supposed to love me. Fucking Kim, I guess. Oh no, Kim is choking. Now bleed. Now bleed. Remember that Kyla, she said that Kegan Kline told her, I will watch you bleed out. Bleed, bitch, bleed, 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 bleed. He's using the same words of the real Slim Shady in his Twitter account when he's talking to his victims to threaten the victims. So the same type of, and again, this is just a bonus, just for the sake of the discussion. The Slim Shady persona sings about raping his mother, kill you, murdering his ex-wife, Kim, and killing every last woman on earth. In the song My Name Is, he raps about dreaming that he slits his father's throat. Again, the throat is on the table, right? So we can see here this poster. The real Slim Shady could have been inspired an already troubled, violent, mentally unstable man to go further into his dark fantasy life, making it real. Again, to me, it's not impossible that Kegan Kline is British guy. I think it's Richard Allen, but I still consider that is highly, no, not highly, but that is very possible that Kegan is British guy. Let's continue here with the video. I don't know what do you think, but I think that he potentially was being inspired by the real Slim Shady. Now, when we talk about the 4 black males, those guys were part of a rap gang, let's say, and they were working with his friend. So at one point, he became really close to those black guys. So I know that in the rap scene, let's say, in the rap environment, when you commit a crime, you gain some status in that type of community. In other post that was made by Kegan Kline in Twitter, he said, I want to become a superstar. I want to be a superstar. So what if that was the way to become a superstar in the rap community or in the hip hop community? Committing a crime, gaining status in that rap or hip hop community, and maybe that was the way to increase his position in that group. And at the same time, he was having fun because that was his fantasy, as Kyla was telling us. Again, the same statement of Kyla was exactly what happened in Delphi. Kegan Kline was pissed because Kyla went to the Galveston Park, to the Foster Park, with another girl. Kegan Kline was supposed to meet Libby alone at the Monon Heights Bridge. He was not expecting to have Abby there. So maybe it was the same situation. He became enraged. He told Kyla, why did you come with your girlfriend? You know, I can kidnap you again, kidnap you. I can cut your throat. I can watch you bleed out. The same thing could happen in the Delphi crime, in my opinion. And again, this is just an extra bonus. This is not a solid part of my theory involving or pouring Kegan Kline as one of the actors and potentially Bridge Guy as well. But I want to know, what do you think about this? And I expect all kind of comments for sure. So let me go here. Let me come back. Okay, I think I was here. A lot of effort. I like you both. Okay. V. He's not from there though. The MCC family goes back generations in Delphi area. Don't know what are you talking about here, guys. So I'm gonna scroll down a bit. Precosigned. I just saw the notification and title for this stream. Not sure what I missed, but I will replay. Thank you, and sorry again, guys. Yeah, quotation marks. Thank you for that. Exactly. Generation Z said is trying to cancel Eminem. Yeah, I know. The music industry promotes these degenerates so they can fill up private prisons. A theory I think holds water. Okay, thank you for that. If that was a serious comment. Fishy, Garth Brooks is a serial killer. Yeah, they also say Garth Brooks is a serial killer. Yeah. Topher, I like Eminem. Me too, I like him. Brian, my kids are Gen Z and love him. If you consume that garbage, it will spill out at some point. Peggy, I love Eminem and Stan. He sends me great gifts. Yeah, me too. I like it. Seriously. Here. Yeah, Stan is here. The production on this song is actually fire. It's a sample of French jazz. Kyla. Hiawatha, I never realized just how many murders were influenced by movies media. Exactly. That's what I was presenting here, guys. A lot. So I don't think it's that crazy, for real. Analyzet, that's unhealthy garbage. USA, that Slim Shady guy is starting to sound like a real jerk. Yeah. Hiawatha. Only 7 watching the stream. 47 watching the other one. The only difference is you can't see cryptex in this one, and you can in the other. Oh man, sorry for that. Sorry, Analyset. Yeah, that's why you only. I messed with the streaming today, guys. Sorry for that, but anyways. Precosigned. Where can I find Kyla's statement? Kyla B and Libby were friends. Kyla was at the trails at the 13 with her step sister. Riley Voorhees. I don't know if it's Kyla B, but that interview was made by the Murder Sheet, and yeah, that's the origin of that information, let's say. Hiawatha, did you see the documentary about that? How the record industry fills up prisons? It's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. I didn't watch the documentary, but I know about it. US Libertarian. YouTube is really pushing this vertical screen thing, so I've seen a lot of people streaming both versions. I tried today just for fun, and I think it's not a good idea, so yeah. Sorry for that. Ah, okay. It was serious. Thank you, Zindal. Thank you for that. It's weird. Okay. The VIPs are in the... No, I'm sure there are other VIPs there. All of you are VIPs, guys. I get distracted by cryptex too sexy. What do you mean? I can't join the other one. I'm barely functioning with damaged equipment, so I will stay here. Okay. Thank you, guys. Now, what was my conclusion here? Okay. The whole streaming was about Modus Operandi. Okay. The testimony of that victim the one who went to talk to ISP 2 days after the announcement or after the announce of the Anthony Shots account situation, tells you again, Kegan Kline was not there only to ask for nudes. Kegan Kline was asking for the addresses of the victims, and Kegan Kline was intending to meet the victims. That victim said he was asking to meet her at least 30 times. She was refusing that, and Kegan Kline, he blocked Kegan, and he was creating additional accounts to push for that meeting to happen. So Kegan Kline was not only behind the computer, he was going after the victims physically, outside. When we listen to the testimony of Kyla, that supports that theory, and that gives you a clear idea of how violent Kegan Kline is. In my opinion, the testimony of Kyla is exactly the same image of the Delphi's murder. It's exactly the same situation. So that was my idea today. And also, of course, I wanted to point out that that he could be influenced by the real Slim Shady. When we see he was fantasizing, he had fantasies about cutting throats. It's not normal that a guy is posting nonstop about throats and slashing throats and cutting throats on the Twitter account. It's not normal. It's not normal that when he's threatening one of his victims, he's talking about cutting throats. So I see a clear connection there. And today I'm not going to talk about the Marathon gas station. I'm not going to talk about the Wabash River. I'm not going to talk about the 10,000 elements that connects, in my opinion, Kegan Kline with the murders. The video of Julie here, I'm gonna show this video because I think it's interesting. The guy is forgot his name already. Oh shit, I forgot his name. Snowenberg. Guys, help me out here. Oh man. Okay, he was one of the friends of Libby and Abby. He participated in the Max Snowenberg. This is interesting because he was supposed to meet the girls the day of the murders, but he's gonna tell us I was not there because I had something to do with my father. This interview is interesting. I don't know what is the actual intention by Julie, but I can see that Julie is trying to extract some words from his mouth, some information. The guy knew that the girls were going to the bridge on the 13th. So that was planned to go there. It was not just a situation that happened just by impulse. Oh yeah, no, you know what? Let's go to the bridge. No, it was planned. They were planning to go there on the 13th. He's gonna tell us that. Okay. Now, this guy is really interesting because I don't know if I should play that video. I'm gonna play the video I made about him after this interview, if you want, because everything related to Max is, in my opinion, suspicious, in my opinion. And I even think that he looks like the Teresa Liebert sketch. I'm being wild, conspirational, let's say, but Yeah, I have to. You know what? I'm gonna show you. But Peggy, I'm gonna take a break to show you something, guys. I don't know guys, if you were able to see it or not, but that was the idea. So I don't know. Oh shit! I don't know if you were able to see the birds. So they are really noisy. So let's go with this interview, guys. Fine. Did you watch the birds? Because my computer was here in the room and was walking with the cell phone. So I don't know if the connection was there. It was correct. So let's see with this interview, guys.
I'm sitting here with Max Newberger.
By the way, you're gonna hear some interruptions. It's not me. It's the video of Julie. So at one point, the audio is gonna cut, but it's her problem. It's not my problem. Okay, just to let you know, guys.
Hey Max, how you doing?
Good.
So Max, tell us about like how did you know Libby? Tell us about that, if you would.
School, friendship, pretty young age, best friends.
Yeah, you guys were best friends, right?
Mhm.
And she was talking with you on the night of the 13th, wasn't she?
Mhm.
Yeah.
She was.
What was she? Was she wanting you guys to come?
Hang out at the bridge that day, hike,
Mhm.
but I had other plans
Yeah, so
with my dad.
you weren't able. Yeah, there was a big.
So he knew that the girls were supposed to go to the bridge on the 13th, but he had other plans with his father, so that's why he didn't go there.
Farm sale, so that was something that was unusual, and
Mhm.
so you ended up going with
My dad.
with your dad, and then I know it was really hard for you. I know you went through a lot of hard times, and you've come through this, and you've had a lot of love and support from people. So now here we are. We're at the Delphi United Methodist Church. We've got an arrest with this guy. What were all your friends thinking? Were they kind of thinking that this was?
Well, everybody I've talked to thought this was just out of the blue, weird. I mean, but it does make sense more that I actually read into it, look at it.
Well, so what were you guys thinking? Like after the girls were murdered, what were your thoughts like about who did this? What was kind of the consensus among your friends?
Really, I don't think there was fingers pointed at that time.
Or even a thought about why? Did
Nobody could know why, could figure out why.
Did you think this was like at the time random, or do you think?
Oh, it was very random. Yeah.
And so you didn't think it was like targeted or anything, or there was anything going on, and so there were some people that.
So this is interesting because she's gonna ask about the Anthony Shots account here. So pay attention. And again, the audio is gonna cut because of her cell phone. It's not my streaming acting weird. So at one point, the audio is not gonna be good. So this part is interesting because she's gonna ask him about the Anthony Shots account here. Sorry, I moved my mouse, so I'm gonna try to come to the same part I was.
And she was talking with you on the night of the 13th, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She was.
What was she? Was she wanting you guys to come?
Hang out at the bridge that day, hike,
Mhm.
but I had other plans
Yeah. So
with my dad.
you weren't able. Yeah. There was a big farm sale, so that was something that was unusual, and it's,
Mm-hmm.
so you ended up going with
My dad.
with your dad, and then I know it was really hard for you. I know you went through a lot of hard times, and you've come through this, and you've had a lot of love and support from people. So now here we are. We're at the Delphi United Methodist Church. We've got an arrest with this guy. What were all your friends thinking? Were they kind of thinking that this was?
Well, everybody I've talked to thought this was just out of the blue weird. I mean, but it does make sense more that I actually read into it, look at it.
Well, so what were you guys thinking? Like after the girls were murdered, what were your thoughts like about who did this? What was kind of the consensus among your friends?
Really, I don't think there was fingers pointed at that time.
Or even a thought about why? Did anybody?
Nobody could know why, could figure out why.
Did you think this was like at the time random, or do you think?
Oh, it was very random. Yeah.
And so you didn't think it was like targeted or anything, or there was anything going on, so there were some people that you knew were talking to, that Libby was talking to. Did Libby tell you about some of these guys, or a guy?
Only a specific 19-year-old, not anybody specific.
Yeah,
Nothing specific.
and that was on Snapchat, right?
It was.
And so I remember back in 2017, and I went on a YouTube channel. I was talking about it. That's when we met for the documentary, right, with Mike Grasso and Robin Uni, and
Lifetime.
Yeah, Lifetime.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was completed, but there was some legalities so it's still sitting there, and it still may surface at some point in time. But when Libby, when you got home, I said, "Hey Max, tell me when you what was the date that Libby first told you about this person?" And you were able to pull it up.
I was able to pull it up, but I don't.
I remember
I don't
December
remember.
26,
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah.
And she had said, "Hey Max, this guy wants to meet me. Should I meet him?" And then you told her
No.
because you're like, "How do you know who this is?" Right? And and so this is looking like it's ending up being indeed some kind of a cat. Do you think that maybe the CSAM?
I could.
Yeah, because he's posing as someone. He posed as Anthony Shots talking to Libby, but then this guy comes along, and we're finding too. So, are your thoughts that we all be interconnected?
In a way, and again, I don't really know.
No. It's hard to tell. I mean, we are finding.
That's why I asked you last night.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. So we're finding out. We got it. I'm going to turn this camera. There's a lot of. So we're going to get ready to go and get a seat here shortly. They're not letting people come in until what? I think 9:15. But we're going to keep praying. I think this might be like the first step in, this whole process. But I think it's a as Doug Carter told me, it's sure a step in the right direction. So that tells me that there's probably a lot more to come. And as talking, he's in the White County Jail and not willing to cooperate. But we'll get him, and just keep saying prayers. Everybody keep praying, and justice for Libby and Abby. We've hung in here so far, and we're going all the way. So thanks everybody for watching.
So that was Julie Melvin interviewing Max. I think it's a very interesting document. It's a very good information there, very good information. I don't know if at one point she was trying to extract the words from his mouth. He want him to say what he said. She's smart. So maybe I'm reading too much between the lines, but that's what I think. Now, let me ask you guys. Do you want to watch a video I made about my hypothesis of Max Snowenberger being connected somehow to the crime? Let me know. If not, I'm gonna maybe stop here. So I'm gonna wait for what is your mood right now, guys, because I think this is an interesting subject, and I think there's a lot of information behind that. I think it's the lost link. The lost link, I think, was my video. Yeah, the missing link. Before RC99, a lot going on in December. Yeah, exactly. RC99. Abby meets Logan. Anthony Schultz contacts Libby, but Libby didn't meet Anthony Schultz's account until the sleepover. No, but he was communicating since 2016. Libby and Anthony Schultz. It was longer before. We have a lot to think about here. Yeah. So this is a guy called Cryptex. At that point, he was using a mask. This guy, and he made a video about Max Snowenberger. I don't know if you want to watch it. So let me know in the chat. Let's go with this or not. I'm waiting for some confirmation in the chat, or should we do it tomorrow, like a follow-up? Yes? Okay. RC99 says yes. Peggy says yes. So, okay, let's do it. So let's watch it, Bruno. Okay, let's watch it. Let's go with that. So, sorry, I had a mask at the time. So the mask is covering my lips. So maybe when I talk, it's not gonna be very clear. So I hope it's gonna be okay, guys. Let's do it.
Hello guys, how are you? This is Cryptex. Welcome back to your channel. I hope my sound is good. If someone is there, please let me know. Today I'm gonna talk about Chadwell. Some of you're gonna say this is old news. This guy is totally unrelated to the crime. Why are you talking again about Brian Chadwell? So, as I told you guys in my previous lives, I have the strong feeling that Chadwell arrest led to Kegan Kline arrest, and also Kegan Kline led to the Richard Allen arrest. So
you're gonna see a lot about Chadwell, but Max Snowenberger is on the table. You're gonna see, because we're gonna see that Max was connected to, in my opinion, he was connected to Chadwell. And I had some ideas about Richard Allen at the time. This is an old video, so just maybe I'm not thinking today the same at the time, but everything that is related to Max is gonna be. I still think the same.
My opinion, there's a connection, or there is a sequence of events which starts with the arrest of Chadwell, and then that arrest led to the capture of Kegan Kline, and also to the Richard Allen arrest. So I'm gonna explain why do I think that, and if you want to comment, please feel free to comment in the chat. I'm gonna drop also the link to call if you wanna call. It's gonna be cool to talk to you guys. So let's play this video here that I made to present my hypothesis, let's say, and you're gonna tell me if the audio is good or not. So just to tell you guys, one of the links, or a link between all of these guys, in my opinion, is Max Snowberger. We're gonna talk about him during the video. I'm not saying that he's guilty of anything or not, but I think there is a connection between this guy and Chadwell, Kline, and at the end, Richard Allen. You're gonna say that I'm entering into a conspiracy land. That's maybe true. It's just pure.
So I will reinforce the words of the old cryptex. We are entering into a conspiracy land. So this is just a conspiracy theory here, guys. I accept that. So don't be mad if you don't agree. It is me trying to connect dots, maybe dots that cannot be connected, that may be connected. So, but it's conspiracy land for sure.
Pure speculation. So let's play the video, and I'm gonna stop frequently to explain my points. So here we can see that in the first 5 years of the investigation, nothing happened. Then in 2021, we had, I think it was in April 2021, we had the arrest of Chadwell. Months after that, we have the arrest of Kegan Kline. I think Chadwell led to the arrest of Kline. He had some information. We're gonna go into that soon. And in 2022, the next year, we have the arrest of Richard Allen, which I think was triggered by Kegan Kline confession in the Grissom Air Force Base. There's another major event here that I didn't put, but in 2019, we have the arrest of Garrett Kurtz, who is also a contact, or there's a connection between Max.
I'm just gonna say that I did a mistake at the time. Kegan Kline, he was not arrested in 2021. He was arrested in 2020, but it doesn't change the conclusion of the video. But there is an erratum there. It's not 2021, it's 2020. Just to correct that information there.
Snowberger and Garrett Kurtz. We're gonna see that soon.
We are learning disturbing new details tonight after a missing girl was found hurt in her neighbor's home.
Court documents accuse that neighbor of forcing the little girl into his basement and then assaulting her.
Our Dustin Grove joins us tonight with what investigators say happened and the message to parents everywhere.
From Park Court in Lafayette.
It's quiet. It's quiet. Our kids run around here and play.
The yellow tape is still up around this home. Police parked to secure the scene and neighbors on edge after the discovery inside.
And we're just sitting here going, oh my God, when we found out that there was a little girl, inside. We were totally shocked. We're like, oh my God.
That 9-year-old girl's mother reported her missing Monday night when she didn't come home. Officers arrived, began looking through the neighborhood, and eventually they ended up here at this house, not far away. Police say they talked to the man who lives here, then went in and found the missing girl with visible signs of injury, including bruising on her body and an injury on her lower leg consistent with a dog bite. The girl went to the hospital, and 42-year-old James Chadwell II went to jail, arrested for criminal confinement.
We do believe that she was being held against her will.
According to court documents, Chadwell is accused of forcing the girl into the basement where he assaulted her and threatened to kill her if she screamed or told anyone.
There are people out there that will victimize children. And this is a perfect example of this happening. So take the time to talk to your children, educate them.
Back on Park Court.
That's heartbreaking.
Neighbors hurting for that little girl and her family and for their neighborhood too.
But I tell my kids, don't go outside unless it's an adult out here with you. I don't trust too many people, and this is the exact reason why.
Family members are telling us that 9-year-old girl is still in the hospital tonight, and at last check, the suspect was still in jail. Police also arrested him on 2 outstanding warrants.
We'll take a turn now to that child porn arrest that may be connected to the murders of 2 young girls in Delphi. State police have now addressed one major question that keeps getting asked since Wish TV first broke that story last week. Why did it take more than 3 years?
So that was the arrest of Chadwell on April 2021. That was just a reminder of what happened at the time. In the video, the journalist was talking about dogs. So he used one of his dogs as a weapon against the girl. And we're going to go into dogs also in this video. Specifically, we're going to talk about pit bulls. So that was the first step of this situation. Then, months after that, we have the arrest of Kegan Kline. Let's play this quick video here, 2 minutes.
Again, I made a mistake. The arrest of Kegan Kline was before, but it doesn't change the thinking. You know what I mean?
To remember what happened there.
To make an arrest. News 8's Demi Johnson was the first to report on this case earlier.
A criminal case. It shows state police are asking the same question that so many people want answered since our first report. Why was a man who admitted using the profile to get sexual pictures and videos of underage girls allowed to walk free for 3 years?
Detectives with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office and the Indiana State Police have uncovered an online profile named Anthony Schatz.
It was 1 week ago. State police urged anyone who had contact with the social media profile Anthony Schatz to come forward to talk to them. But they had known about the account for more than 3 years. I uncovered court documents last week that showed Kegan Kline admitted in February 2017 that he started the fake profile and that he used it to get more than 100 sexual pictures and videos of young girls. That interview happened February 25th, 2017, just 12 days after the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. But I also discovered it would take until August 2020 for Kline to be arrested.
Well, of course, I question why, but I also don't have all the information in front of me and the stuff that they were poised, or positioned up against. So I won't question that, at least at this point in time. Now, if I find out something different, I have no problem calling them out. And all those investigators know that, from Doug Carter on down. He knows me, and I have no problem calling them out.
After our reporting, state police issued a statement Monday acknowledging the delay. They say they've conducted dozens of secondary investigations based on information.
You know that I think that Kegan Kline, he was not arrested because, in my opinion, he was an informer. He was an informant for law enforcement.
Information in the murders of Abby and Libby. It goes on to say the information we have, and continue to receive concerning Kline has ebbed and flowed over these last few years, and that once the Indiana State Police presented the criminal case to the Miami County prosecutor in June of 2020, immediate action was taken by both the Indiana State Police and the Miami County prosecutor's office, which ultimately resulted in Kline's arrest. It does not say what happened in the case between February 2017 and June of 2020. But does say we will always review, learn from, and make any necessary adjustments. We do not believe that any person has done anything intentionally wrong, but we will continue to critically evaluate our efforts. It ends somewhat cryptically. One day, you will have the opportunity to see and know what we do, and we look forward to that day.
So stay with me, guys. Max Snowenberger is going to come into the picture soon. But we need this context.
Kline is due back in court this week in the child porn case. Now, we want to stress again that he's not been charged in the Delphi murders. In fact, no one has. In the statement, state police called the deaths of Abby and Libby a long, complex, and extremely complicated murder investigation. Demi Johnson, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
So that was a quick reminder about the timeline regarding the arrest of Chadwell and Kegan Kline. Now, you're going to say law enforcement, they knew about Kegan Kline since 2017. So why are you telling, or why are you saying that Chadwell was triggering the arrest of Kegan Kline? So let's start for the beginning. One thing that I think is that, yes, law enforcement knew about Kegan Kline since 2017, but they knew everything about the system, the child pornography. And I think they gave more importance to the potential connection between Kegan Kline and the murders of Abby and Libby than the system itself that was at the time, let's say, unrelated to the murders. So they preferred to keep Kegan Kline like under monitoring instead of arresting him. That's what I think.
And I think that this is still a possibility, that they thought that Kegan Kline was actually connected to the crimes, and he preferred to keep Kegan Kline under monitoring, under surveillance, even if he was committing some stuff, with the objective to wait for the final information that would finally confirm the involvement of Kegan Kline to the crimes. So they were monitoring the activity of Kegan Kline online, waiting for the confirmation, but that didn't happen, let's say. That's one of the hypotheses. So they were acting Machiavellic, in a Machiavellic way. They prefer to put other underage girls and boys in danger with the objective to have a big outcome, a biggest outcome. But today, I think that the actual situation was that Kegan was an informant, an informer. Let's continue here.
I'm going to explain further in the next sections of the video. So we know that Kegan Kline and Chadwell, they were connected at least via the barber saloon, who was owned by this guy, right? So Chadwell and Kegan Kline, they were going to the same barber saloon. In my opinion, it's highly possible that they met there, that they became, or they had some type of conversation. They were making maybe some inappropriate jokes about children, and for this type of cycles, this type of jokes are not inappropriate. So they were playing tough guys, one to each other, and maybe potentially they shared some type of information. It's not impossible that some relevant information about the case, maybe some pictures were shared by Kegan Kline to Chadwell. Maybe some type of relate, like the red jeep, etc. Something happened in that barber salon that resulted in Chadwell having some information about the crime at that time, potential. So that's one potential connection between Chadwell and Kline. But there's another connection, and that's what another potential connection, and that's what I'm going to present here, and it's related to Max Snorberger. You all know who is Max, but for the sake of this video, let's talk about him here.
They were going to go to the bridge and when they were going to be there, but how? Social media.
So remember, this is the Lost documentary that was made by Hannah Shakespeare, and Max was interviewed in this documentary. In this documentary, let's remember what was he telling us about the case.
As a possibility. I want to talk to somebody who may know more about who Libby was engaging with online. When was the last time you communicated with Libby?
February 13th, 2017.
The day before she died.
Yes. Me and Libby were so fucking close. But yeah.
So here he's saying that he was really close to Libby, and I have the sensation that he had some kind of regret. I'm gonna just play this part of the video.
And Abby, I shared practically 2 lockers down. She was in my locker. Yeah, but that's gonna be my Woman Crush Wednesdays. I just thought I ought to come on here and do it because that's the best. That way it gets around, and yeah, that's my Woman Crush Wednesdays.
You never thought we would shift gears to a different investigative strategy. You never thought we would shift gears to a different investigative.
This is just like, maybe it's just a coincidence, but one of the pictures on Instagram that was posted by Max, he put this, but I gotta change gears, which is like special. If we remember what Doug Carter said about changing gears during the press conference. So I don't know if...
What are the odds? Huh? I'm being crazy here or what? What are the odds? So we know that Max, he was supposed to meet the girls on the 13th at the bridge. And now, this is a message to the killer who may be in this room. We're gonna change gears. And Max is posting, I gotta change gears. This is very coincidental. I know that coincidences are everywhere here in this case, but it sounds to me like a direct message to Max. Not saying that he was the killer, but maybe he had some information. He was supposed to meet the girls on the 13th. He was not there, but he had information about that meeting. Who was supposed to be there with Max, with Libby, with Abby? I'm sure that law enforcement, they had some information about, or they were suspicious about that. And this is like a direct message, guys. Snowberger saying, I gotta change gears. And we have in the press conference, we have Doc Carter saying, we are changing gears. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Special. Huh?
At one point of the investigation, he was not necessarily considered a suspect, but they were looking into him for all these type of connections that we are talking about here.
Strategy. You never thought we would shift gears to a different investigative strategy. You never thought we would shift gears to a different investigative strategy.
Was she like looking for boyfriends on social media?
Libby was very active on social media platforms. Like, she talked to a lot of people.
Did they talk to strangers online?
They might have been. There was, I don't know if this has anything to do with the case, but there was a instance on Facebook where like I was busy playing video games and she was trying to get my help. Like she was like blowing up my phone and I was ignoring her for a little bit because I was playing video games and she loves playing video games and she loves playing video games and she's like, I need your help. I need your help. There's this guy that won't leave me alone. So like I wasn't really responding that fast. And then the last thing she said was like, never mind, I got it.
She said, I got it. I got it.
Yeah. I kind of left it alone after she said she got it because I didn't really think anything deeper of it.
Do you know how old the guy was?
She believed that he was 19.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be any.
Yeah, it could be some older guy in a 19-year-old disguise.
How long before she died was that?
That was back in January, I want to say.
So only a couple of weeks
Early
out.
December, January.
I mean, don't you think that's relevant?
Yeah.
Did you bring that to the cops?
Yes, I did.
You did, and they did what about it?
They took pictures of it. I hadn't heard anything after that.
Okay.
I'm almost there.
Yeah, Derby. That was part of the Lost documentary that was produced or that was made by Hannah Shakespeare, and that was released to the public by the YouTuber Fix Solves. So I think that this the documentary was still in his channel. I don't know. At one point, I think he deleted all of his videos, but I think he's posting again, so you can find it there. Also, the other videos are videos made by himself, by Max, in his YouTube channel.
I'm regretting this already. Hey, look, there's our egg sign, but I'm regretting this already. But I said I'll do it, and I'm going to do it. Holy shit, you bug. But, yeah. Fuck. How am I going to do this? Guess we go down. Slow. All right, so I'm down here. Damn it. How did I talk myself into this? It's colder than hell. Whoa.
So in this video, he's gonna jump into a creek, and that was in April. And just to have like to do a comparison between the temperature of the water in April, which is warmer than the temperature of the water in February. So we thought that the girls were allegedly crossing the creek, which I doubt. And you're gonna see the reaction of Max when he jumped into.
At the time, I doubt it. Today, I'm 50-50. I'm sure that Libby, she crossed the creek, but I'm not sure about Abby. So that's another subject, but just to say.
The water is so cold. He's talking about hypothermia. So just to have like an image or like a sensation about how does it feel to enter in a creek in April, which is even warmer than February. So
I'm not so sure this won't give me hypothermia, but fuck it.
Mary Margaret, wonder if he has an alibi. Yes, he has. Actually, he was with his father the day of the murders, and according to my sources or my research, let's say, he was supposed to go to the bridge on the 13th with the girls, but he couldn't go because he was with his father.
That's what we just saw with Julie Melvin. So I was not wrong at the time. That's good. So he had an alibi. He was not at the bridge that day, at least at the time of the murders, because he was with his father. I don't know if he was before the morning, because I think his face looks really similar to the Teresa Libert's sketch. So I don't know. And anyways, if he was supposed to meet the girls on the 13th, I'm sure he had some information about the people who were supposed to be there that day. You know what I mean? Let's continue here.
He went to a big auction, and he advised the girls to not to go. That's the information I have. Again, take it with a grain of salt, but that's my understanding. And so yes, he had an alibi, and allegedly he advised the girls to not to go to the bridge on the 13th. Let's continue with the video.
That information I had at the time is consistent with the clip we watched with Julie Melvin. So I'm glad I was not giving or providing false information years ago in that streaming. I'm not bragging about it. I just feel good because it would be crap if the information was not good. So the information was good.
Can't find a good camera angle. Even if I wimp out, I'm still gonna record this video. Just so you all know I'm a wimp.
Hello, Captain. Thank you for showing up.
Got it. Holy shit! So cold. Fuck. This is gonna give me hypothermia.
That's gonna give me hypothermia. That was in April, not in February. So imagine the girls crossing the creek in February. How cold was the water at that time? Look, this guy was screaming like a girl. Ah, so cold. Imagine a girl crossing the creek. They're gonna scream so hard. And we know that there were people at the time of the murders there. So no one heard anything about that. This is interesting to give some type of perspective, because sometimes we don't have perspective. Sometimes the girls are crossing the creek. What does it mean crossing the creek? Do they have the clothes? Were they naked? Regardless, it was so cold. So we see this guy, Max Snowberger, in April, a season that is warmer than February, screaming like a girl because the water was so cold. And he's saying, I'm going to have a hypothermia here. So I think it's important to have that type of perspective. How are you, Sluti Gusi? Happy to have you here.
Holy shit, it's cold. Ooh, I can't do it. I can't do it.
So you can see how cold is a creek at that time of the year, and that was in April. He was screaming because the temperature was so low. It was so cold.
Venga, mira la cámara, mira la cámara. Mira la cámara, venga para acá. Hey guys, I'm gonna introduce you to my father. Mira la cámara que te da la cabeza. Baje la cabeza. So this is the boss, my father. Say hello to the guys. Hi guys. Hi guys. Hi guys. Hi guys. This is the real Cryptex guy. So I just wanted to introduce you to my father. So it's cool to be here in Colombia. You can say anything you want to say. Yeah. They're saying hi, Papa. Hola, Pa. Diga cualquier cosa, aunque sea en español. Hola. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Excelente. So this is my father. So he's the boss, Excelente. Solamente te quería presentar ahí a los muchachos. Thank you. So, que me van a recoger. Hágale, listo, todo bien. No. Okay, guys, that was my father. So I'm so happy to be here in Colombia, guys. And he prepared to me a coffee in the morning that is the perfect coffee ever. So let's continue with Max. Sorry to cut the flow here, guys.
And imagine in February, it's going to be even colder. So I doubt that the perpetrator and the girls crossed the creek as the normal or the usual or the popular narrative tell us. You put 1 foot on that creek and you're already frozen. So that was just to explain a little bit how is the sensation or the temperature sensation at that time of the year. Also, as part of the information, he worked for the Indiana Packers.
Max.
That was taken from the YouTube, from his TikTok channel. The next sections, or part of the next sections I'm gonna play, are taken from a YouTuber who is a little bit crazy with his theories. Jack Pierce, and I forgot his name. He had some interesting points about the case. He was convinced that Chadwell was a bridge guy, but he was crazy with pareidolia. So I caught like the crazy stuff he made in his channel, because he was seeing things that were not there, and he formulated his theories based on that type of pareidolia stuff, which it was just crazy. But the guy put a lot of effort in his investigation, in his research, and he found some interesting points and some interesting connections that are not that crazy, and that I think are interesting and relevant. So if this guy was just focused on the facts or on the potential facts, or he could solve this case. He was really smart, but he went into conspiracy land with pareidolia and stuff like that. But I'm gonna put some good things that he pointed out during his research.
Snowburger. He was rumored to have been asked by the girls to go with them to the bridge to meet a 19.
What's going on with that tattoo? M-Ash. M-Ash is a Monon Heights bridge. When did he make that tattoo? I don't know. It's interesting, guys.
Year-old boy that might be 16. I don't know which one it is. They had been talking to online. He declined.
He's talking about that even before the Hannah Shakespeare documentary was released. So he didn't know what Max said during the documentary. So he had some good information, and he was talking with the Chadwell family. We're gonna see that.
And advised them they shouldn't go.
Hang out at the bridge that day, hike, but I had other plans.
That was Julie Melvin. I don't know what's the relation between Max and Julie. I don't know.
Sorry, guys. I had the same video at the time, so that's why I had the good information. So it's not a coincidence.
Their family or they're just friends. But anyway, in this video, there are some extracts of this interview or this quick live she made with Max.
Yeah, so you
With my dad out at the bridge that day, hike, but I had other plans.
Yeah, so you
with my dad.
Shows you at the bottom that he was he does have some charges as well. However, it doesn't look anything too crazy. Looks like operating a vehicle while intoxicated, endangering a person, blood alcohol above 0.08 but less than 0.15, and resisting law enforcement.
and I'm sitting here with Max Newberger. Hey Max, how you doing?
Good.
So Max, tell us about like how did you know Libby? Tell us about that, if you would.
School, friendship, pretty young age, best friends.
Yeah, you guys were best friends, right? And she was talking with you on the night of the 13th, wasn't she? Yeah.
She was.
What was she? Was she wanting you guys to come
Hang out at the bridge that day, hike, but I had other plans.
Yeah, so you
with my dad.
You were a big farm sale, so that was something that was unusual, and so you ended up going with
My dad.
yeah, with your dad, and then
So that answers the question of one of you guys. I don't remember who was asking about the alibi of Max. So yeah, he was with his father on that day.
I know it was really hard for you. I know you went through a lot of hard times, and you've come through this, and we've had a lot of love and support from people. So now here we are. We're at the Delphi United Methodist Church. We've got an arrest with this guy. What were all your friends thinking? Were they kind of thinking that this was?
Well, everybody I've talked to thought this was just out of the blue weird. I mean, but it does make sense more that I actually read into it, look at it.
Well, so what were you guys thinking, like after the girls were murdered? What were your thoughts like about who did this? What was kind of the consensus among your friends?
Really, I don't think there was. Fingers.
It's funny. We have Fishy commenting in that video. It's just cool to see that you're still here, guys. Thank you for the support.
Pointed at that time.
Or even a thought about why. Did anybody?
Nobody could know why. Could figure out why.
Did you think this was like at the time?
It was very random. Yeah. It was very random. Yeah. It was very random. Yeah.
Targeted or anything, or there was anything going on, so there were some people that you knew were talking to, that Libby was talking to. Did Libby tell you about some of these guys, or a guy?
Only a specific 19-year-old, not anybody specific.
Yeah,
Nothing specific.
and that was on Snapchat, right?
It was.
And so I remember back in 2017, and I went on a YouTube channel. I was talking about it. That's when we met for the documentary, right, with Mike Grasso and Robin Uni and
Lifetime.
Yeah, Lifetime.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was completed, but there was some legalities where, so it's still sitting there, and it still may surface at some point in time. But when Libby, when you got home, I said, "Hey Max, tell me when you, what was the date that Libby first told you about this person?" And you were able to pull it up.
I was able to pull it up, but I don't.
I remember
I don't
December
remember.
26,
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah.
And she had said, "Hey Max, this guy wants to meet me. Should I meet him?" And then you told her
No.
because you're like, "How do you know who this is?" Right? And and so this is looking like it's ending up being and indeed some kind of a cat. You think that maybe this ESAM? You think that maybe this ESAM? You think that maybe this ESAM?
It could.
Yeah, because he's posing as someone. He posed as Anthony Shots talking to Libby. But then this guy comes along, and we're finding too. So, are your thoughts that all be interconnected?
In a way, and again, I don't really know.
No. It's hard.
This is not my computer. There's like 20 bad sound, and it's from the original source. So it was the video of Julie Melvin. So be patient to come to the normal situation.
Hard to tell. We are finding.
That's why I asked you last night.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. So we're finding out. We got it. I'm going to turn this.
He was friends with Austin Chadwell.
So you have a question here, Big Fish. I think Max and his brother were adopted, if I remember correctly. And when they got them, they had been very abused. I have to double check that information. Yeah, that's the same information I have. Actually, I remember one picture. I don't know if it was in Instagram or in Facebook that was posted by Max, and he was showing some scars. And yeah, there's a whole story about the situation of these guys when they were small children. And yes, they're adopted. So you're right. According to the information I have, you're right. Now, one interesting thing is that Max and Austin Chadwell were friends in Facebook. Let's listen to this here.
He is James Brian Chadwell's nephew, and he was friends with James Tousley. This right here is a photo that I thought was Chadwell's dog on Tousley's account. Or it's James Tousley, not Toolsey. I spelled this wrong. But I've been briefly talking to Brian's brother Ashley, who wants justice for the girls as well.
I mean, this guy was. I'm just addicted to his theories. If we can't separate the pareidolia, his problem is the pareidolia. But the way this guy connect dots is just crazy. He's so good. But his problem is the pareidolia stuff. But I don't know. I think he's really, really good. Let's continue here.
I said, does this happen to look like Brian or his dog? And he said, that is his couch, his dog, and him. But I'm not sure who was on the couch and if that is his house, because I've never been there. But I've seen a post where he got the couch and I've seen his dogs. So kind of weird that his stuff would be on this profile, right?
So again, even if Jack Pierce or Pearson, I forgot his name, he went into the conspiracy land with the pareidolia or stuff like that. He was really putting a lot of effort in his research, and as you can see here, he contacted the Chadwell's, Brian Chadwell's family, and he found that in one of the contacts that Max had in Facebook, potentially is Chadwell who's there. And we know that he was deceptive, like the same as Kegan Kline, with fake personalities, alter accounts, etc. So we have Max connected with Austin Chadwell, who was the nephew, or who is the nephew of Brian Chadwell. So there is like an indirect connection between Max and Brian through Austin, and there's a potential direct connection between Max and Chadwell through this account, James Tousley. Let's continue.
Another picture of the dog driving. It says, I'm a good person and trustworthy, but if you do me wrong, you'll see how evil I am.
My Women Crush Wednesdays are Abigail and Liberty. Just because me and Liberty were so fucking close.
Almost like he's being remorseful, but at the same time, like, but like, I wonder if he had started something or he introduced the girls to the Chadwell and then realized that something bad was going to happen.
Sorry, I'm gonna come back a little bit. I thought it was just Max Snowerberg talking, but actually it's Jackson talking about that clip. So sorry for that, because we already saw the same clip, so I didn't want to repeat it. But here we have Jackson doing his interpretation about Max words. Sorry for that, guys.
Driving. It says, I'm a good person and trustworthy, but if you do me wrong, you'll see how evil I am.
My Women Crush Wednesdays are Abigail and Liberty. Just because me and Liberty were so fucking close. But yeah. And Abby, I shared practically 2 lockers down. She was in my locker. Yeah, but that's gonna be my Woman Crush Wednesdays. I just thought I ought to come on here and do it because that's the best. That way it gets around, and yeah. That's my Woman Crush Wednesdays.
Now, to me, that seems really strange, and he almost looks like he's bummed out about it. Like, to me, it almost, again, I have no, this is all hearsay and theory, But like, I wonder if he had started something or he introduced the girls to Chadwell and then realized that something bad was going to happen. And then he tried to like stop them from going, but they went anyways. And then what happened to them happened. And he's like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. And it's like almost like he's being remorseful, but at the same time, like just hiding it. But it's kind of weird. Women Crush Wednesday, like about people that aren't living anymore.
My Women Crush Wednesdays are Abigail and Liberty. Just because me and Liberty were so fucking close. But yeah. And Abby, I shared practically 2 lockers down. She was in my locker. Yeah, but that's gonna be my Woman Crush Wednesdays. I just thought I ought to come on here and do it because that's the best. That way it gets around, and yeah, that's my Woman Crush Wednesdays. Yep. See ya.
The main person I have here is Max Snowberger. He, on a side note, is friends with Garrett Kurtz, who is in jail for murdering 2 people that he's confessed to. He was friends with Abigail Williams. He was friends with Liberty German. He was friends with Austin Chadwell. And he was friends with James Tousley. James Tousley, what is believed to be Chadwell and his dog and his couch on his Facebook. And so Max is connected to Austin Chadwell, that other profile I told you about, who obviously connects him to Brian Chadwell. So that's the only one he's not directly connected to is Brian Chadwell.
Yeah,
Nothing specific.
and that was on Snapchat, right?
It was.
And that was on Snapchat, right?
It was.
And so,
Hang out at the bridge that day, hike,
Mhm.
but I had other plans
yeah, so you,
with my dad. Hang out at the bridge that day, hike,
Mhm.
but I had other plans
yeah, so you,
with my dad.
So that's it. I just think that this is an interesting character in this case. So just the connections between him and other actors that have been mentioned is, to me, is really interesting. He was friends with Garrett Kurtz. He was connected in some way to the Chadwell family, and he was potentially connected with the Klines through the Anthony Schultz account. As he said, he was really close to Libby and Abby, and Libby, according to his own words in the Hannah Shakespeare's documentary, Libby told him about this guy of 19 years old that was trying to contact her. So he says that he doesn't know who was this guy, the 19 years old guy. But if he was actually that close to Libby and to Abby, I think that they knew something about that account, about the Anthony Schultz account. So that's why I have and again, it's pure speculation, and this is pure, you can call it a conspiracy, but
I think that the old cryptex was good. I have to put the mask again on my face. Seriously, it's good stuff. Huh? This is good stuff, and I think it's still relevant for real, guys. For real. Let's continue.
That's why I think that Chadwell is still relevant in this case, and it may be the one who triggered some, in some way, the.
And why was Chadwell part of the witness list of the defense in in the Delphi's or in the Richard Allen's case, because something's there. I think Chadwell is relevant. It's still relevant in this case, guys, for real. And should I say this or not? Should I say this or not? Sometimes I have to. It's hard. It's hard to be here, guys, because I have to respect your requests. What is really hard for me is when you send me such a good information, excellent information, relevant information, and then you say, but you cannot say that in public, you know? So don't send me shit if you don't want me to put that in public, really. Let's continue here. Hey, Mask Off, like Future. Do you know Future? I love that song, Mask Off.
Arrest of Kegan Kline, because Kegan Kline was not arrested from the 2017 to 2021, even if law enforcement knew about the whole season.
Like, here you have some proof that Kegan Kline was into a negotiation with law enforcement, but keep it for you. Respect my privacy. You are in the good path. You're in the good way. Here are the proofs, the receipts, but keep it for you. So don't send me that, seriously. Like I'm dying inside to show you that information, and I can't, because I have to protect my sources. So I didn't study journalism, but I have to follow the journalism rules. You know what I mean? And I'm tipsy. I accept that. I'm on vacation, so I'm allowed to be tipsy. Thank you.
Some situation, again, to me, they were maybe monitoring him, and law enforcement was more interested in finding a potential connection between Kline and the murders, and they gave priority of that element over the season situation. The timing was really special. 2021, Chadwell, Kline. Then, as you know, my opinion is that that Kegan Kline is part of this. I don't think that the Red Jeep statement is irrelevant or is false or is fake. We all know that he's a liar for sure, but again, this was the first lie he told us against himself. Before, he was lying to get rid of trouble, to have some distance from the.
So I think I was talking too much here, so I'm gonna advance the video until the end where Jackson is talking. So we're almost there, guys.
Sense. I don't know, guys. I don't see any other comment here. Is anyone up for calling or not really? And just to tell you guys that we have to be very careful here too. And coming back to Jack Pearson, right? Yeah, Jackson Pierce. Sorry, I told him Jack Pearson the whole life. It's Jackson Pierce. So part of his live or his video was about a tweet that Max Snowberger put in his Twitter account. But when I went to that Twitter account, it was I used to say that coincidences don't exist, but they exist. There is another Max Snowberger in Delphi, and he thought that the Twitter.
Can you believe that? There is another Max Snowberger in Delphi. What the fuck is that? Come on. Come on, guys. I can understand if there is a John, John, whatever, but Max Snowberger, two people with the same fucking name in Delphi? Come on. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Hey, cheers, guys, from Medellin, Colombia. I love you guys. I'm tipsy, and I love you. You're the best. Hit the like, subscribe, and I'm just happy tonight or this afternoon. It's raining hard, so I cannot go outside. So I'm gonna take advantage of the weather, and I'm gonna take advantage of your presence here because I feel good with you guys. Thank you.
It came from this Max, and it's not the case. So that's why I didn't put that in this video, because it was not a fact. So I try to go statement by statement, and I just put in this video the things that I think were plausible, let's say, and not some crazy stuff. So thank you, guys. See you soon. I'm working on a video that I'm gonna try to finish tomorrow. It's called Night Vision. It's a theory that I don't know if you're gonna like or not, but anyway. So
that video was a conspiracy land theory, guys. The Night Vision, but it's so good. You have to watch that video, but I think it's enough for today. So I don't know, guys. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. So I hope you enjoyed the streaming today. Sorry, I messed up with the StreamYard. Oh no, StreamYard. What's the name of this platform? StreamYard? Whatever. Settings. I think I was streaming at in two different lives at the same time. So sorry for that, guys. And again, please hit the like. Please leave a comment to check the algorithm. It was so cool to be with you today. Almost 3 hours. It was like 10 minutes. Maybe because of my cocktail here. Today, I introduce you guys to my father. He's the boss. He's the real cryptex. I'm a little bit melancholic tonight, this afternoon. It's so good to be here in my country. So I'm tipsy. I'm a little bit sad. I don't know why, because maybe I have to go back to Canada, and I want to stay here. Anyways, guys, it was really cool to be here. Please hit the like. Let me a comment in the comment section, and see you tomorrow. I love you guys. Bye-bye.